There is more pressure on the federal government this morning to ease its India travel ban, with former Test cricketer Michael Slater accusing Scott Morrison of having blood on his hands. The former opening batsman turned broadcaster says if the government really cared for the safety of Australian citizens in COVID-ravaged India, it would allow them to return home. Slater has been on the subcontinent for commentary duties with the Indian Premier League.
It's believed he's now flown to the Maldives after being blocked from returning to Australia. Slater's outburst came as the IPL was thrown into chaos after two players tested positive for coronavirus. Let's bring in political reporter Jade McMillan. Jade, good morning. So some pretty strong words from Michael Slater on social media.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. Michael Slater is scathing in his criticism of the Australian government's decision to temporarily ban anyone, including citizens, from returning home from India. In a couple of tweets posted overnight, Michael Slater says, if our government cared for the safety of Aussies, they would allow us to get home. It's a disgrace. He says, blood on your hands, PM. How dare you treat us like this? How about you sort out quarantine system? Michael Slater has also accused the Australian government of lacking empathy, saying that thousands of people are dying in India from COVID-19. And he says anyone who thinks this is a money exercise, well, forget it. This is what I do for a living, and I have not made a penny having left early.
And Jade, pressure is mounting this morning on the government from all sides to revisit this India travel ban.
Yeah, it's not just former cricketers or people who are stranded in India who are upset by this policy. Under those rules, which came into effect yesterday, anyone who arrives in Australia within 14 days of having been in India could face a fine or a prison term of 5 years. National Senator Matt Canavan says that the government should be doing everything it can to help bring Australians home rather than threatening them with jail time if they make it here. We know that there are around 9,000 Australians registered as wanting to return from India, and around 600 people are considered vulnerable. The Immigration Minister, Alex Hawke, has defended this policy, though. He insists that it is only a temporary measure, and he argues that it was needed to try to ease pressure on Australia's quarantine systems, saying that they were coming under too much pressure, that they were struggling with the number of returned travellers who had tested positive to COVID-19.
It's time, of course, to revisit our arrangements in quarantine. We've announced that we're expanding Howard Springs. That will go to 2,000 capacity. There'll be 1,000 more a fortnight being able to be taken there. And the logistics of charter flights to ensure that we have those new negative tests. We've announced you'll need 2 separate negative tests to get on a plane. And the logistics that go with it meant that we had to have that pause to get these arrangements in place and to get them right.
Michael, at this stage, this ban is in place until May 15. The Prime Minister Scott Morrison says it will be reviewed before then, and he only wants it to be in place for as long as it needs to be.
Jade McMillan, thank you.